What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Tony, aka One Lead Code One Day. If you're new here, this channel does one lead code per day, following the pattern of topics or series. That is, I'm going to be solving with you together on a lead code problem I have never attempted before. You heard that right. There is no prescripted answer, and we're on the same page here. But don't you worry, I got you covered. And I promise that I will submit at least one average performance code at the end of each video. Here's a little bit about myself. I come from a non-computer science background, so I'm no better off than most of you, if not all of you guys, in terms of coding knowledge. But that is okay. If I can do it, you can do it. It is all about learning on the go. You can think of this video as a first-person gameplay of me cracking lead codes. And who doesn't like first-person gameplays, right? So without further ado, let's start today's problem. Today we continue on series 1, everything about dynamic programming, and the problem is an interesting topic. Best time to buy and sell stock. And the number is 121. Let's get into it. All right. So, best time to buy and sell stock. Easy. Okay. You're given an array prices when prices I is the price of a given stock on the ith day. Okay. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. Makes sense. Um, right. So we're not shorting any stock. We're just, buying and then selling. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, return zero. So it's not gonna be negative. Like if you did really bad and you buy high and sell cheap, you're gonna return zero. Okay. Now example one. If it's 715364, you definitely want to buy when it's at one and then sell it when it's at six. Right. Buying on day two and selling on day one is not allowed, right? You cannot do it reverse. That's called shorting, actually. Example two, um, prices, 76431. Well, you cannot make any profit, so you're gonna say max profit is zero. All right, so we have some constraints. This, everybody knows what buying and selling stocks is, right? So, it's nice. So we can start prototyping already. Let's actually, yeah, start our Jupyter uh, notebook. And then we're gonna get into our lead code problem. And then we're gonna start, actually, we want to go to lab, Jupyter lab, right? Not found, but okay, we're in a different folder. Let's get into our lead code folder. And then we're getting into starting a new notebook. And this is going to be a markdown. We're going to paste the title and we're going to paste the description as well as an example in there. Okay, for the example, we're going to use code format just to make it stand out. And so also we want to include our constraints because sometimes we can exploit constraints to make the code even simpler. So we don't want to miss out on that. Right, so there we go, our constraints. And so for our constraints, um, the days can be as long as 100,000 days, and the price could go from zero to what, $10,000 for each share. Okay, so let's copy our solution template here, and we also want to have a test case template. Let's just get a test case template from anywhere. All right, let's just copy some of our previous test case templates, put it down here, like max profit, and let's just take our first uh, test case in here, and we're going to return how much? 5. Right, and let's start coding. This doesn't sound too hard, so we're gonna just directly jump right into it by starting with this example and start prototyping in our sketchboard. So in this sketchboard here, let's use black. In this sketchboard here, um, we want to use this as an example to start prototyping, and then basically buy and sell. That's 2 days, right? We need to find. So we need to build our intuition. Okay, intuition. I'm typing while I'm thinking, so follow me if you like. We want to buy. We will have a buy day and we'll have a sell day, right? So those are the two things that we need to find. Um, so it's basically like, okay, it's like a search. You need to search for a buy day and search for a sell day. Ideally, you just want to find the lowest price day as a buy day, and the highest price day as a sell day. But if the highest price day is before the lowest price day, then you're gonna have to find, maybe the next highest price day, and go with that. Um, but you know what? I think we can just crawl forward and just store some index, right? We can store something like this. It's like a compound index. Store most profitable most profitable buy day, most profitable buy profit, buy value so far. So what do I mean by that? I mean, when you crawl forward, starting from day one, let me just start using a pen here. I think I already have something in my mind that just works. We're gonna start from day one. Oops, outline this color. Okay, what is happening? Let's just put a color down. Oh, why is it like that? Maybe we don't use outline color at all, right? Just say 0%, but we're gonna use like a purple color for fill, and then this is gonna be 0% for outline. Hey, use purple, okay? Why? I mean, that's strange. Why is this not working? Oh, we don't want to fill. Definitely not. Right. Let's use this. Why is it? I mean, isn't this weird? Like I couldn't draw with a different color? This is so weird. Pencil. Yeah, this is so weird. Let me just refresh the page, okay? And I'm gonna just use a different outline color. Yeah, now it works. So it was glitching a little bit. We're back to normal. Now let's just use this purple color, and we're gonna start from day one, right? Start from day one or day zero, actually. Use zero indexing, please. We start from day zero and we move on. And once we move on, we kind of like see what is so far our best, most profitable buy value. Oops. Uh, the drawing board is again throwing a tantrum at me, like profitable buy. So far the most profitable buy is like 7 because that's the only buy choice that we know. So we're gonna say the most profitable buy value so far is whatever you sell at. If you sell at price X, it's gonna be like X minus 7. That's kind of like your total profit value, right? And then when you move on, you're gonna look at, hey, what is my now best investment value? It's gonna be X minus 1, right? And then you move on again. What's my most profitable buy value? It's gonna be between 1 and 5. Of course, it's still X minus 1, right? So this one's busted. This one's busted. We're gonna between 3, 7, 1, and 5. We're just gonna always remember the one here. And then when we move on to 3, let's see what's the best buy value. It's still gonna be 1, right? And then yeah, what's the best X? Like uh if yeah, what's the best cell value here? Uh well, cell value wise, because we only know one place to sell, so its cell value the best is like 7 minus 7 is like 0. At here 1, what is, if you ask me what is the best buy value, we're going to see, okay, the best buy value is at 1, and the best sell, we only have one chance to sell this 1 here, it's 1 minus 1. So when we're at 5, what is the best buy value? Like 1, what's the best sell value? It's 5, so it's going to be 5 minus 1, it's like 4. And when we're at 3, the best buy value is 1 and best sell value is still 5, so it's 5 minus 1. And when we're at here, right, what's the best buy value? It's still 1, right? And then what's the best sell value? It's going to be selling right now at 6, so 6 minus 1. And here, what's the best buy value? Still 1. What's the best sell value? It's still 6, right? So at the end, the best value is 5. Yeah, and that's what we return. So how many things we need to store for this heuristic? Also, also store most profitable sell value so far. Right. So we're gonna store two arrays, right? We're gonna call this uh, buy value, right? Let's say v buy. Yeah, v best buy. Interesting, best buy. So v best sell, right? We're gonna keep these two arrays. One is the most profitable buy value. One is the most profitable sell value. We're gonna keep those two arrays, right? And there are these two v best buy, right? V best sell. These two, right? They're right here. Yeah, and then we're gonna find the maximum, right? Like we're gonna kind of like how do we find our maximum, right? And then we're gonna say, hey, uh, 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 uh profit, max profit, max profit so far, right? We might want to also update this as well because this is what we care about in the end. At the beginning, it's like 0, 0, 4, 4, 5, 5. So we output 5 in the end. Right, so we just need a one for loop. So this is easily like uh, an algorithm with a time complexity of O of n and a space complexity of O of 1, right? So time O(n), space O(1). Kind of easy to solve. Hopefully we're right. So let's start implement that. Um, we're going to basically do a for loop, and we're going to start from the first prices. And also, lesson from from yesterday, we instead of iterating like the index, we better iterate the list content. So that actually saves our time. So for p in prices, right? We're gonna start from the first one, and then we're going to, let's say, what do we do? We're gonna calculate v best buy, v best sell, those two, yeah. V best buy equals to something. V best sell equals to something. I'm just gonna put a 0 there as a filler. So maybe we initialize them, right? Initialize them as best buy. Best buy value is gonna be like what? Um, it was like first like it was like 7 or yeah, it was Actually, minus something. Let's make Best Buy value to be minus because they are anyways costs. So we're gonna start this by what? I don't know. V Best Buy. I don't know what to initialize it with. So let's just initialize it with 0 for now. V Best Sell equals to what? Equals to 0. Let's just initialize them as 0. We'll see what we have to do to change them. And then once we move on to the first one, right? Move on to the first one. Now we need to see update these things. So Best Buy is going to be the value at this here, but it's going to be like a minus sign. But right, but you know when we move on, we're going to compare it with the previous Best Buy value, and we're going to store the largest, right? The largest. Yeah, we're going to store the largest value. Actually, let's just use positive and use positive. Let's forget the negative calculation here. Our Best Buy value is going to be the smallest, the smaller the better, right? So the first is going to be whatever it is, and then it'll be the minimum between the current one and the previous one, right? So it'll be min between V Best Buy and P. So since we're doing min, at the beginning we should probably initialize Best Buy value with the largest price that we can ever find. So it'll be this thing here. Let's initialize with that. Best sell value, yeah, let's initialize it with 0. Um, best sell value, it's going to be the max, of course, between the previous best sell value uh, and the current value, right? And the current value, yeah. So you update, you see, yeah, and then there you go. Um, and then you're gonna, of course, we're gonna have like a max profit, right? We initialize it with 0, and then we're gonna say max profit is max between previous max profit and the best sell, right? Minus the best buy. Does that make sense? That makes a lot of sense, but you can't do like sell first and buy later, right? So in order to prevent that, um, when we move on like step by step, we make sure that the best buy value is something that is something that you can actually buy with that price previously, right? Best buy value, for example, here, yeah, and here is going to be, and then the best sell value is whatever is current, right? So best buy and best sell, comparing 5 and 1. Okay, let's just maybe this just works. I think this. I have a little bit of a faith in this, so let's just say this works. I'm gonna just return max profit. Okay, let's be sketchy first, and then just start working on it. Ooh, something's wrong. Name v Best Buy is not defined, of course. That was a typo. Oh no. Why are we getting 6 instead of 5? I was like, take a look. We should be returning 5. So best sell. Uh, right, because we're accumulating best sell with the largest, but then if it is like this, we cannot really use it. I mean, best buy and best sell. Okay, there's a little bit of a trick we need to make sure Uh, we got it right. So best sell is always like trying to find the maximum between the current value and whichever was maximum previously. And this has a problem because it's like a keeping the memory with its current maximum, right? Um, but we cannot keep 7 here because the reason why we cannot keep 7 because um, um, we cannot sell it at that 7 there because it's got an index that's less than this, right? So we need to we need to kind of like express why this is like 1 minus 1 instead of 7 minus 1. Uh, why this is like 1 here, why this best sell is 1 here, because we need to put an if condition, right? Uh, uh, if we if we if we if it's a value, if the best sell is a value before uh, 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 the best buy value, then we cannot do it. All we can do is just return that 0 or something. So the second step is the crucial step that we need to get across. So in step 1, of course, our best buy value is just this 7. Our best sell value is also this 7, so the max profit is 0. On the second step, our best buy value suddenly drops to 1, which is great. You know, price drops from 7 to 1. And it's a great bargain. And but our best sell value cannot be 7 because that was some price in the past. We have to filter out, a price in the past when selecting, or a price in the past before the newly found best buy value, right? So if we actually got a lower price in our current consideration in the past history, uh, like if the current value is like actually a record low price, right? Yeah, like a record low price. Then we're gonna basically reset, right? When we hit like a record low price, do we just reset the best sell value? Uh, do we reset that? Because if we reset the best sell value, that basically means if we reset our best sell value, that basically means uh, we're going to hmm, what do we do with the best sell value here? Like if at someday, right, I just found an even lower, lowest price in history. Um, do I update my max profit? Like no, no, like max profit is whatever is recorded, the high as at the highest. Um, and when we now try to determine what is the best sell date, best sell value, mm, it'll be based on this new value, right? Right, because if you move forward and you're just like a normal, stock buyer, um, looking to buy low and sell high, you're gonna pay extra attention on these like historical low days. And when you hit those historical low days, this is when you need to start counting. You need to reset, uh, any history you know about, previous previous best sell date because you're probably not gonna uh, sell them because every day afterwards, um, if you can find a higher value than the previously recorded sell value, you're just gonna directly use the that later sell value and this newly found historical low. Yeah, so basically, we're gonna write this down. Whenever we encounter a new historical low value, like value 1 here, we will reset the best, reset the V best cell to current, current historical low value. Right. Yeah, that's where the reset is happening. If if you pay close attention, this is like a reset, right? This is where we did that reset, and we're gonna do that here. So how do you know if we hit a historical low? Let's just, let's just, do it like that. V Best Buy. Uh, uh, um, right. Can we just use V Best Buy to store it? Because previously it was like 7 and then becomes 1. Right, historical value in V Best Buy. We're gonna reset B set cell. Yeah, okay. So we don't need to record that. We just need to reset that. Yeah. So if let's just use if for this, alright? If P is less than V Best Buy, this is gonna be like a new historical low. We're going to, of course, update that, and we're going to reset V best cell. Gonna be equal to P as well, reset best cell upon new historical low. Else V best buy. Else we don't really update V best buy. We just update V best sell, and then we just do max profit, right? Yeah, and return max profit. So that seems to be the right way to do it. We passed the first test case. Let's just pump more test cases in. Um, the second one, it should be 0, which also makes sense because because the price is always dropping, so you can only just hold your money tight and don't do anything. So we're gonna say return 0. Yep. So this seems like a answer. I'm just gonna classify this as um, version 1. Is it DP? Um, um, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like solving sub problems, right? So it's like storing storing, uh, max profit so far, and you know, crawling forward. I don't know if it's DP, but it feels like it. I'm going to run the code, run example test cases, and I'm going to submit. Accepted, but the performance sucks. So a lot of people must have much better code than what I have. Wait, now we're actually above average, so I'm a little bit confused. Are we really good or are we really bad? Whoa, now again, we're really good. So I'm gonna accept ourselves as really good because in three times we beat average in two of them. So that's great. We have our solution. And before wrapping up today's rather short video, which I'm glad, let's take a look at some solutions and try to learn something from them. All right. So best time to sell and best time to buy. Let's see. We need to find out the maximum difference between two numbers in the array, and also the second number must be larger than the first one. So it'll be finding maximum price as j minus minus I. Excuse me. Makes sense. Brute force, we'll just skip it. Complexity O(n)2, which is bad. One pass. What is one pass? See the array is like that. If we plot the number of the given array on a graph, we get this. And the point of interest are the peak and the valleys in the given graph. We need to find the largest peak followed by the smallest valley. Following the smallest valley, we can maintain two variables, min price and max profit, of corresponding to the smallest valley and maximum profit obtained so far repeatedly. So that's the Python solution. It looks like the one in ours. Anyway, right, if price is less than something, you're just gonna update min price, right? Else, if price minus min price is greater than max profit, you uh, you're gonna update max profit. Right. So you're maintaining min price and max profit. Well, I'm maintaining three variables. So, but I mean, in principle, these are very much lookalikes. So I think this is what we have. Yeah, an ON and O1. All right, let's move on. Oh, that's it? Okay. So then we're not really learning anything new. We're already using the second approach called one pass. Uh, like we named ourselves storing max profit so far and crawling forward. But really, it is what it is. All right, so that's it, guys. Let's just do a summary of today's video. Today we did a interesting best time to buy and sell stock problem, uh, which is exactly what you think it is. And we just basically need to find a buying point and a selling point later in the future. And our strategy is that okay? We're going to just start from the first point and then uh, go go forward in time. And then while we were doing that, we were storing like uh, our best value, uh, most profitable buy value so far, called the V best buy, and then store the most profitable sell value so far, V best sell. Um, and then we realized, we can't just, find the minimum each time and find the maximum each time we move forward. We also need to follow a strict rule of, buy first, sell later. So a simple fix to that, is by looking at, numerically how we actually do this, which was the right way to do it. We find out that, at step at step two, when we're at the price one here, which is like a historical low value, um, then our best sell actually uh, dropped from 7 to 1, and that's been forced to drop because even though we would love to sell at 7, but because it's before the event of this new historical low, we have to reset our V best sell to the current historical low value because we can only find a day in the future to sell it. So we have to reset it now. And whatever, the best ever value we found in the past is stored in the max profit array. So in the max profit value. So we don't worry about that. we can completely forget about everything else. We just keep a memory of previous max profit, and we reset our V best sell, and then we move on. And we're gonna grow it like that, and eventually we're gonna find our answer. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you in our next video. Peace.